Whether you live here now or are thinking about moving to Sarasota, before you pack your bags, let me show you the real Sarasota. The places locals love, the hidden gems most tourists miss, and all that Sarasota has going on. Hey, I'm Ryan Zakos. I'm born and raised right here in Sarasota, Florida, and now raising my family here as well. I started this brokerage with my father, who retired from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office after 25 years. I started this firm about 9 years ago. I have an office in downtown Sarasota and downtown Venice on Venice Island. And I just want to say thank you. I couldn't do this without your support. My goal is simple here: to give you the best information and the best service on the Gulf Coast so you can make confident, smart decisions about your move. Today we're breaking down the top things to do in Sarasota, from iconic attractions to local favorites, and I'll give you my honest take on my favorite spots from someone that was born and raised right here in Sarasota, some local secrets that you probably have never heard of. I'm gonna break this down into 5 different sections. We're gonna first talk about the coastal lifestyle and outdoor activities, culture, downtown, and the arts of Sarasota, family activities and active lifestyles, shopping, dining, and nightlife. And the last section will be events and community. All right, so let's dive into the video. I'm gonna break this down. There's gonna be over 20 different things and places that I will suggest doing. Again, this is from a local's take. The first section, again, is the coastal lifestyle and outdoor activities. You can't not start with the beaches of Sarasota. Everyone knows and loves Siesta Key, and that is a spectacular beach. It's a little bit commercialized. Being born and raised here, I used to be able to walk out to Siesta Key and have no one in sight, and I love that quiet, charming aspect of Siesta. It is not that anymore. It is on the map and everyone is aware of Siesta Key. So even though I still love it, it is a place that I don't go to much anymore. If I do go, I do love all the different beach accesses that exist up and down Siesta, all the way from the very north end to, Crescent Beach there in the south end, and then Turtle on the southern end. So you have Turtle, you have Siesta, you have Lido. Lido is probably more of the locals' favorite. If you are to go even more quieter and more localized, check out North Lido. There's some great walking trails and there's some quiet serenity that exists up on North Lido. And then my personal favorite is Longboat Key. There's tons of beach accesses that exist up and down Longboat Key if you want to kind of get away, get removed, and be a little bit more isolated on that white powdery sand beach. Going south, you have beaches like Nokomis and you have Venice, and then going north, you have Anna Maria, Bradenton. So you cannot go wrong. There's a different feel and culture for all these different beaches that exist up and down the coast. Second, let's talk about the kayaking and water sports. One of my favorite things to do in all of Sarasota is kayaking and dropping there at Ted Sperling Park in South Lido. You can kayak, you can paddleboard. There's some wonderful mangrove tunnels that you can kind of snake in and out of, see tons of wildlife. It's a wonderful experience. If you want to do something a little bit different, you can go to Myakka River State Park. That exists also in Sarasota County. You can kayak and canoe the river itself. There's some lakes and there's tons of wildlife, gators, things like that to check out. So if you're looking for outdoor kayaking, paddleboarding, check out those 2 things. One thing that we can't go without talking about is the boating life and the fishing here on the Gulf Coast as well. It is spectacular. So whether you're looking to charter a boat and go fishing and enjoy that offshore experience and try to catch some big fish, or inshore experience, there's some opportunities there as well. Look at chartering something. That's wonderful. There's tons of local charter options these are experienced fishermen that know the waterways really well, know where to snag some fish. So check that out. Marina Jack has some sunset cruises that I would highly recommend checking it, whether it's a dinner cruise or a sunset cruise with some cocktails. There's some great opportunities there as well. Just get on the water, enjoy that boating life, and that is something that we love to do even as locals. Next, I want to talk about within this category is the parks and trails. We have the Legacy Trail that runs from downtown Sarasota all the way to downtown Venice, and they're looking at even extending that further south, but you can get all the way down into essentially Venice Island from Legacy Trail. It was an old railway that they paved over, and I love biking it. You could run it, you can rollerblade, you can do all these different things on the trail. It's a wonderful, wonderful trail. As for parks themselves, you have Oscar Shear that exists in Sarasota County. This is 1,400 acres, about 15 miles of trail. I love going there with the family, just walking the trails. There's a scrub jay preserve. It's a scrub jay habitat. You'll see some gopher tortoises. So you'll see the wildlife, you'll be able to walk the trails and kind of enjoy the old Florida feeling right in the heart of Sarasota. If you want to get even more removed and into a larger state park, what I absolutely love doing and taking the kids to is Myakka State Park. It is one of the largest and oldest state parks that exist in the state of Florida, right here and on our home turf. You can do anything from trails to a canopy walk to the pier to doing a boat ride there. They have food. It's a wonderful experience. You can spend a whole entire day there. They even have a little bit museum where you can see these Florida native animals and walk through and check them out. So the kids absolutely love going, and we could spend a whole day there just hiking and visiting and seeing all the trails and all that. Check that out. And then going into the second section, we're going to talk about culture, downtown, and the arts. Sarasota is very much known for its arts and the culture that it has. It's so deeply rooted in that artistic nature, and that comes through in kind of the events and things that Sarasota has to offer. So in downtown Sarasota by itself, what I like to do, even working from some time, is these rooftop bars. So you have Artovation has a rooftop bar that is spectacular. The Westin has a rooftop bar that is spectacular. So go watch a sunset, go grab a drink, hang out by the pool, whatever it may be, at one of these rooftop bars in Sarasota. It's a great place to dine. It's a great place to see the views and kind of do it all from this urban setting downtown. That's one thing that I would check out. Then you have the theaters. You have the Oslo theaters. You have Van Wezel. You have the opera. All this right here in the downtown area that is all kind of revolved around the arts. The Oslo Theater puts on some wonderful things, from the circus to Broadway plays. The Van Wezel has more of the performing arts side, like the ballet. There is a Sarasota Ballet, which is spectacular. And again, we have the opera too. So again, there's tons of stuff to do regarding that just in the downtown Sarasota area. We have a farmer's market as well right in downtown that I would check out. And then there's a tons of events, and we'll talk about that later. Now, diving into the third section, we're going to talk about family-friendly activities and active lifestyle type activities. I want to talk about Moat Marine. Again, we have annual passes with the family. They just shut down for a couple months. They're making that transition from their old facility to $100 million plus new facility that's going over by UTC. I'm super excited about that. We just re-upped our membership so we can experience that new facility when it opens. But we love the Moat Marine, watching the otters play, looking at the manatees, the tons of fish. People don't realize how good of an aquarium it is until they actually go see it. They're like, oh, it's a legitimate aquarium. It's a very good experience, and there's tons to do, and it's a great facility. So I'm excited to check out the new one once that opens. We have Sarasota Jungle Gardens, another wonderful area right in the heart of Sarasota, close to downtown, that you can walk around the grounds. There's wildlife, there's alligators, birds, snakes. There's tons of stuff to check out, but it's a great thing to kind of remove yourself, kind of feel like you're in nature right in the middle of the downtown area. So Jungle Gardens, Selby Gardens, right off of downtown as well. Wonderful park area, grounds to check out. Big Cat Habitat and Celery Fields. I'll lump these together. It's actually, you can do them in the same day. You can go hike what they call Sarasota Mountain. It's in East Sarasota off of Palmer. And then right next to that is Big Cat Habitat. It's a place where you can check out some bears and lions, some of these big cats that exist. It's a little habitat for them. So it's a fun experience for the kids and family. I already mentioned earlier, circus is a wonderful event. Sarasota is known for the circus. John Ringling resided here in Sarasota. So that circus history has such deep roots. The animals were stored here in Venice. And again, the circus world kind of was so active here in the Sarasota area, and that kind of still bleeds through. So there's a big time experience that does exist throughout the year within here in Sarasota, but then there also is like these summer events in the Oslo that we just took the family to actually about a month ago. It's still going on right now, but there is a circus event in the Oslo Theater. It's indoor, so it escapes the heat, and they bring in these performers from all around the world that are really, really talented in their gifts. So that's a great experience for the kids. Another option that you probably never even heard of is Dakin Dairy Farm. It's an active dairy farm here in the Sarasota area. It's in Mayaca, and it's a cool little tour that they do. They have some animals, and you can get some milk, and you get that whole entire farm experience, but then also learn what it means to run a dairy farm and see that whole entire experience. They have a great program that they do for the kids. They have camps, and they have a ton of stuff going on. So that's a great thing to check out if you are looking for some family activities here in the area. Now we'll talk about shopping, dining, and nightlife. There's so much to talk about regarding this experience. Shopping itself, you can do St. Armand's and downtown. That's got its own little culture, its own little event, very boutique-y vibe. If you want more, the retail haven of Florida, it feels like, is UTC. Over 90 plus restaurants, over 90 plus stores that exist right in this UTC, University Town Center area. The largest mall on the Gulf Coast of Florida, right here in Sarasota. So you have every retailer possible in the area, and then every restaurant, it seems like, is possible in the area as well. All those chain restaurants that exist, but my favorite restaurants aren't the chain restaurants. They're the local restaurants. These are Zagat rated restaurants like Indigenous, probably my favorite restaurant here in Sarasota. Owen's Fish Camp, one of the best seafood places here in Sarasota. Two of my favorite restaurants. But if you're looking for the unique waterfront aspect, we have 15, 20 plus restaurants that are waterfront. We even have restaurants where your toes can be in the sand while you take in a great meal from Anna Maria and then on Venice Island as well. Sarasota doesn't really have the waterfront stuff unless you're looking on Lido, on the channel or the pass there. There is Old Salty Dog, which is featured on Food Network. It's a cool spot for like fish and chips. But if you want more of an upscale restaurant, look at Finn's on the water in Venice on Venice Island, or you have places like Waterfront, Beachfront, Sandbar on Anna Maria Island as well. So some great waterfront experiences. And then even on Longboat, there's some stuff on the bay like Ophelia's, Chart House, stuff like that. Some great waterfront dining. Jack Dusty's here off of downtown. I can go on and talk about all the spectacular food and all the spectacular restaurants that exist in and throughout Sarasota. I would check out Indigenous and Owens as my two favorite kind of local spots. And then lastly, I want to talk about some of the events and community that exists here in and throughout Sarasota. UTC has its own thing that they do often. So whether it's Christmas, whether it's 4th of July, UTC has its own calendar of events, and that's a spectacular show and a spectacular thing they put on. Tightrope Christmas event last year where, you know, Santa came in, and it was a spectacular parade that they put on. But downtown Sarasota has everything from farmers markets to arts festivals to seafood festivals to Chalk Festival, which is nationally recognized now. So there are tons of events that exist in and throughout Sarasota that I would be looking at Eventbrite, that calendar, to check out what kind of, you know, fits your bill regarding what your likings are and how you can get into some of those events and see some of those things. A lot of them are free admission. You're just walking around and enjoying the local art or whatever it may be that they're putting on at that time. So this is hopefully a list that helps you out to give you an idea of maybe things that you can do, probably some things you probably never even heard of that you can do or should do here in Sarasota. Again, I was born and raised here, so these are some of my favorite things to do with the family as well as personally on my own. So check these things out. I would love to be a resource for you if you're looking at buying or selling here in the Sarasota area. I look forward to hopefully talking to you soon.